Hey guys, today I want to go over some items and some products I think are going under the radar that not a ton of people are paying attention to, and some of these are actually going to have insane growth over the past year, upwards of 1,000% return. We'll get all into that. Some of these might be more obvious than others, and for some of you, maybe you do follow the market insanely closely and you look at everything. But I think there will be some things that you probably haven't seen before. So this is probably the most obvious one, Paldean Fates. I know a ton of people have talked about this set, and I know it is quite popular, but I don't think people realize that this is a $90 ETB now, guys. Like, this is on par with Crown Zenith. And yeah, I mean, we've seen 100% return this year. I know a lot of people probably followed it up to that 65, 70 range. But since then, and that was, early December, mid-December, it's made a move again up to $90, right? We're up another 30% over the past month and a half for Paldean Fates. And I don't know about you guys, but when I look online, because I am trying to move a few of my Paldean Fates boxes locally, and I just keep moving the price up because every time I go look at stores like Hobbiesville and these other places in Canada, they're just always out, or they're moving their price up as well. Like, I think a lot of stores are at 130 Canadian at this point, 120 Canadian, 130 Canadian. So just insane. I mean, this thing just keeps going, and it kind of makes sense. I mean, the Mew is now back up to that 285 range. It was up to $300, came down to 260, and it's continued to push back up into that 280 range. The Charizard EX is $180 now, and the big surprise, Gardevoir EX is almost $90 at this point. And I do believe there are a couple sales over $90, so legit $90 card. This was down to like $40 in the middle of the year, so over 100% return. Same thing with the Mew. I mean, that's like 300%, but we're beating a dead horse if we talk about that one. The second thing is going to be some Japanese sets. So obviously, Terrestrial Festival is quite a new set. All of these are quite new, but relatively, I guess. And it came out, $85, took a dip down into the 60s. Now, if you bought in the 60s, congrats. I remember looking at Terrestrial Festival and just saying, like, maybe it'd be worth it just picking up a little bit. Just because I remember when Prismatic was announced, it just seemed obvious that that set was going to be very hard to get. Everyone was going to want to open it. And it seemed like, having a little bit of exposure to the Japanese version would be worth doing. And as you can see, Terrestrial Festival is taking back off up into the mid 90s. I imagine this is going to break $100 sooner or later. It's selling pretty much every day, tons of sales. So it absolutely makes sense to me why that is happening. Same thing with 151. Over the past 3 months, it's up 25%, sitting around $110 at this point. And you have a lot of sales in that 115 range today. So keep an eye on 151 Japanese. I think this could probably continue to go up as pretty much everything goes up. But, maybe people are looking at Japanese now and thinking that it's undervalued. Super Electric Breaker. If you look at the 3-month chart, only up 5%, but over the past month, it's made almost a 16% move. And you do see the selling in that $60 range now. Again, this is something that could probably move into that $70, $80 range soon enough. And then the final thing I want to talk about today is just going to be different promo cards, right? Because some of these were very surprising to me, some were less surprising. Starting with the gray felt hat Pikachu. So this one, obviously was huge before, dropped back down into that $80, $90 range. People didn't really want it. We're now back up to $260 near mint copies. And most recent near mint sale today, $280. Same thing yesterday, $280. And yet a couple the day before that reaching almost $300 for, a near mint copy, which is just insane. This card has rebounded quite well, up almost 100% on the year, and from its low, it's definitely up over 100%, almost 200% return there. Now, almost the rest of these, unless you've been following the PC ETB promos, you probably don't realize how much a lot of these have exploded. Even simple ones like Miraidon and Koraidon from, I believe, SV Base, the Miraidon is up 175% on the year. It went from about $25 up to almost $70. And there are, if I can filter this here, I believe there are confirmed sales over 70, almost $80. Most recent sales from the 11th and 12th. Koraidon, same thing, a bit cheaper, but it's moved from $13 up to about $54. So percentage-wise, a much larger gain. And we will check most recent sales, $62, $58, and $111. It kind of seems like an outlier, but yeah, I mean, just crazy growth, even on the most unpopular Pokemon, I'd say. This one actually surprised me, the Greninja EX from Shrouded Fable collection box. Just the collection box, I believe, guys. Look at this. It came out the gate, it was a couple bucks, maybe a bit more, like around $10, and now it's up to $26. And that's really, only over the last couple months, I believe, basically from mid-October up till now. Just insane. And constant sales in that $25 range just for a basic Greninja EX from a collection box, not even the PCTB. And there are a couple not from PCTBs on this list, but very interesting here, up over 100%. The Snorlax, the PC stamped one from the 151 collection, up almost 290% on the year, guys. Just insane. $135 card, or $130 rather. And most recent sales are in that range as well. Just crazy. Same thing with the Charmander from Obsidian Flames. This one is about $130 as well, up from $20 in March and April around that time. Just crazy growth on a lot of these guys. Like, there really isn't much to say, but this was apparently an untapped market that most people really didn't see coming. And I mean, if this continues, and because these prices are so high right now, it makes sense why people are just constantly buying out PCTBs. I can't even imagine Friday what it's going to be like. People trying to get that EV1 from the Pokemon Center Prismatic ETBs. That is just going to be just a wild occurrence. It's going to be insane. I'm so glad I got my pre-order in early. The Mimikyu one from Paldean Fates. This one as well. This is up 500% over the past year. This was a $4 card in May, guys. This is the PC stamped version. It was $4 in May. It's now over $40. And most recent sale is actually 48 bucks, which would be 12x if you bought it at $4 back in May, June, around that time. Just crazy. The Mew EX, I believe this is from the UPC, the 151 UPC. Again, this was something that was $4 or $5. It had a bit of value. It's now up almost at $30. So 600% gain, 620% almost over the past year. Wild. And it is selling, guys, basically every single day. 4 sales from today, the 13th. Yesterday there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, over 10 sales. So yeah, it goes down even further. So 10, 15 sales yesterday, 4 already today. It sells a ton. And then finally, this one is the most interesting in my opinion. The Mewtwo from Pokemon Go, I believe. This one is up 647% over the past year. Just wild, guys, just insane. This was a $1.30 card, and it is now going for almost $10. And I believe there are sales over $10. Most recent one, $10.95 from today, $10, $10. You had one $12.47 yesterday, so just insane. Realistically, this could have been a $1 card that you bought, and you're now selling it for $10. That's 1,000% return. And I know some of you guys have probably already seen some of these, probably not all of them, but this video should just serve for you guys as a reminder that there is always opportunity in this hobby. Middle of the year, no one was talking about PC stamped promo cards, or at least hardly anyone was. So, if you hopped on those at that time and you thought that they were undervalued, congratulations. Even unstamped ones like this Mewtwo, just crazy growth. Part of this is probably due to the Team Rocket set that is coming out, which has, is likely going to feature the Rockets Mewtwo, Team Rockets Mewtwo EX, or whatever it's going to be. So, and it's also a really great card. I mean, this probably should have been worth more than $1. So that's just my opinion. A lot of these are just, really unexpected as well. The Greninja, obviously, just coming from a collection box, and especially not a great set. Surprising price there. Rhydon, Rhydon. The Japanese stuff, kind of expected considering how expensive English is. And, the strong specialty sets in English as well aren't as surprising, but keep an eye on them. It'd be interesting to see if Paldean Fates can break through that $100 price point. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you learned something from it, got some value out of it, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to the channel, leave a like on the video, and let me know down below if you guys think Japanese is going to continue to take off, because this is probably the one I'm less convinced about. Some of these sets, even the middling stuff, like obviously 151, it makes sense to me. Same thing with Terastal, but Super Electric Breaker and some weaker sets from earlier in the year, I'm less sold on. But you guys that actually invest in Japanese, let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.